Don't know about those. Thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again. We are looking at the 120, the 120th anniversary colors from Harley Davidson, and they have a good lineup of this color. And you know what? After looking at it initially from the video, of course, the event. I mean, it's a good looking color. It is. You guys are checking this out. I already have, 120th anniversary hat right now, but I'm not a huge fan of the crimson red. I believe this is more of the El Diablo shade of red. Of course, they're calling it the Heirloom fade, a fade, I guess. Yeah, you can see it right in there. It's got, I guess, a bit of that crimson red with that El Diablo red. So, man, it's a really good looking bike. I like the new logos that they have. Of course, the diamond with the Harley Davidson. They used it across their apparel. They have it on their jackets, on some of their gear, riding gear. It's a good looking logo, tag badging. I'm a fan of what they did for 120. Compared to, of course, the other ones where that you had denim, you had a blue, and then you had like a yellow, like a yellowish denim, and I think they had something similar like this one with the with the wings going across the bike. But this CVO Limited, let me tell you, it's a good looking bike. I believe they should have painted the wheels kind of like we see with the other ones, with the specials. It's got the same color of the gold, that bronze. It just really ties in the whole bike when they do the wheels as well. I think they should have done it here, but as you guys can see, they got rid of the heavy breather. A lot of people don't like the heavy breather because it bumps into their knees, into their legs. I mentioned that on my demo rides, on my demo ride, test ride. I mentioned that, and people in the Facebook group have been selling those heavy breathers, or those big suckers, and I like that they use the ventilator air breather for this one, for the CVO. Normally, like I said, you get the big sucker or the heavy breather, but man, check it out. All throughout the whole bike, the color, I mean, of course the gold leafing, everything, all the little details on the CVO Road Glide Limited. And of course, it carries a heavy price tag, and the detail even goes into the seats. The CVOs are always highly detailed. You got to see these bikes in person, of course. Seeing them on the internet right here, it doesn't no justice. You really have to see these CVOs. There's a ton of detail that you don't see on the videos, on the promos, of course, on this stuff. You really have to see these bikes in person. So let's move on to my favorite, 120th anniversary edition. Harley would be. I really like this one. The overall look of it, the color, like I said, it's got that El Diablo look to it, and the tank badging. Just looking at the promo video, I was really amazed of how good this looked. So of course, it's got the updated wheels when they're not a solid wheel or a solid piece. They made this change last year, but I really like all this little detail here and here. And then of course you have the same details carried over to the seat. All right, so let's move on over to the Heritage, another 120th edition. Same detail on the seat, on the saddlebags. The paint job itself, a very good looking red with with a little bit of pearl. Watching the event, they mentioned that it's got a pearl. So these are one of those bikes that you have to see it out in the sun to really appreciate the detail and the color that Harley decided to go with for the 120th edition. So yeah, it's even on the dash, of course. All right, let's move on over to the Ultra Limited 2023, and we have, it's the same deal. It looks like they also have the LED tour pack on this one as well, but this one, of course, the Road Glide CVO, both good looking bikes. Of course, the Road Glide's got that beautiful black with red You know, it's got a little bit of a highlight. It's kind of like a ghost candy red or ghost candy black. Anyways, going back to the ultra limited, a lot of detail, a very good looking color. You also have it in the seats, you have it in the passenger backrest, you know, the lazy boy on wheels, and the same detail just carries all, you know, all around the bike. You have it on the covers, on the air breather, of course, that touch, and that beautiful tank badging that they went with 2023. So good looking bike. And you have halogen bulbs. Of course, it's not a Harley unless they throw in halogen bulbs. And let's go ahead and look at the Street Glide Special. And this is where I was just mentioning the bronze, the gold wheels really just ties in the whole bike. This one's an absolutely beautiful color. I don't know. I mean, between this and the Road Glide CVO, let me know in the comments. I mean, just look at the look at how beautiful the wheels stand out with the you know, with the rest of the bike. Man, this is a really good looking bike right here. The blacked out components, the color's really nice too as well. The, you know, the seat really ties in with the ox blood. Let's move on to the Tri Glide, another 120th edition. Same thing, you know, it's just the wheels being like a basic color. It just doesn't really tie it all in. I know it's a chromed out bike. Maybe that's what, you know, that's the reason why they didn't do that with the CVO, because it wasn't blacked out. Because the Street Glide Special, all the components are blacked out. So maybe that's the reason why they didn't color match the wheels, you know, with the badging. But man, it just really ties it in. And you know, after seeing the Street Glide, you know, if you see the Street Glide, everything else doesn't look quite the same. You know, it just looks a little dull having these regular, you know, wheels. Really good looking bike. And let's go ahead and move on to the last one here for the 120th lineup. Of course, they're only making 1,500 of these CVOs. So kind of like what we've been seeing with the limited run. These CVOs are going to have a limited run. I believe it's just these. I think for the most part, all these other, you know, bikes, that, you know, they're all going to be available. You have the option right here, the red fade for the 120. So it's going to carry a $3,000, you know, option for the paint. But man, you know what? It's kind of, you know, they're using that same formula from the FXLRST El Diablo, but man, just blacked out components. I'm telling you, man, the color matched wheels, I think it really ties it in. I mean, I'm just a fan of the Prodigy wheels. I really like these wheels since they introduced them in 2021. I'm a fan of these wheels. But yes, the overall bike, the color, the custom look of it, of course. You also have that dash. It's just, you know, the attention to detail, the fit and finish of these bikes is, you know, it's just above everything else. So I really like I really like what they did for this, you know, for the 120s. So anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think. This is just me looking at the different you know, models that they have available that have the red fade or the 120 edition paint option. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Guys, stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's risky out there and ride. Later.